together. And then lastly, we have to figure out how to get them in. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to look at 5 videos. The videos are going to be sort of what trigger the conversation. Each of my esteemed members here, we've got Dr. Green from Jacksonville, Florida. Dr. Green has an MD PhD, which is very unique. It is a very strenuous academic endeavor, and it's very difficult to get into those programs. So he is an ear, nose, and throat. What makes him a little bit unique is he also owns a med spa. So if you have questions about how to integrate, he's your guy. Next we have Lana, and Lana Galacia. She is a pain relief specialist. I don't like calling you a pain specialist. Yeah, pain specialist means she causes pain. So, but if I had pain, there's no one I'd rather have take care of me. She has the patience of Job. And so anyway, she's very, very busy in her practice. We're very blessed to have her as part of our team. Dr. Baker, he is an internal medicine doctor. He is one of the he's an MVP, or he is an MD VIP doc, which means he's a bit concierge-y, if you know what that word means. Yeah, but he also has a specialty in cardiology primarily. And then next, Dr. Bourdon, she is a board-certified ankle and foot surgeon, and we're also blessed we got to spend some time together in Hong Kong in March. So anyway, glad to have you, Jessica. Dr. Sabo, who used to be a New Yorker, now he is from the greatest state of Florida. Yeah, he's an ear, nose, and throat. Excuse me, you're not ear, nose, and throat, but it starts with an E. Yeah, it's the emergency room. But he's also internal medicine as well. And then Dr. Hubler, yeah, he's okay. I was telling Dr. Dan, I said, well, now that your mom and dad aren't here, I can make fun of you. That's right. All right, we've got a special treat. I guess I've seen this, but this is brand new. And so let's roll this new video, and then briefly I want Dr. Dan to take it from there after we've watched the video. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Did you know your skin is not just your largest organ, but also key to your well-being? Science reveals a special link between your skin and brain. Your skin's tiny nerve fibers send signals to your brain that support the health of the feel-good molecules that promote a positive mood state. This positive state creates a better environment where healthy skin functions can be supported, resulting in a more radiant and resilient complexion. Introducing Visage Super Serum by 3, the first neurocosmetic designed to promote the health of the skin-brain connection. Packed with natural plant molecules and nerve-supporting ingredients that help you look and feel amazing. Look good, feel good, with Visage Super Serum by 3.
Dr. Dan, this is your brainchild. Take it away.
What do you guys think about that video? Let's give a hand to our marketing team. I didn't mention yesterday, and I showed up. How do you like the packaging, the branding, the marketing of this product? Isn't it amazing? The look is so clean, so clinical, so beautiful, and Wendy and her entire team did such a great job with that. So grateful for them. You can have the best product with the best science, but if the copy isn't good, if the messaging isn't good, if the packaging isn't good, then the product doesn't do well. So grateful for them. One thing that I love about this video, and thinking more about neurocosmetics, really, this product helps the brain to do what it's designed to do. The brain is designed to send signals to the skin. These signals can be disrupted due to poor diet, lack of exercise, stress, anxiety, pollution. All these lifestyle factors can cause this gap, the connections. You know, it's like electrical wiring. There can be a short in the wire. And so one thing that we're so excited about with this neurocosmetic serum, Visage, is that it helps to bring the wiring back together. It's like putting a wire nut back on these wires so the connection happens properly. And again, there's no other product on the planet that does this. And so we're really excited. It's powerful.
Beautiful. Glad. All right. Did any of you get a chance to try it last night? Well, that's obvious because y'all look younger. All right, excellent. Okay, let's get going here. We're going to be looking at this video, and we're going to start with this video is called Explore with Dr. Dan. I think from a marketing standpoint, don't you think Dr. Dan t-shirts would be a good idea? Something to think about.
As my daughters would say, embarrassing.
All right, let's roll the video.
Welcome to Explore with Dr. Dan. We're here in the Mojave Desert in Death Valley, which is the hottest place on earth, where temperatures of 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius have been recorded. Now, why would you come to the desert to look for plants? Does that even make sense? Well, here in the desert, especially in these hot conditions, these plants have not only learned how to survive, but they've learned how to thrive because they produce molecules, and these molecules we found can support human health. So come along with us and we're going to discover a lot of really cool things.
All right, so the desert, the barren wasteland, right? Nothing good can be found there. So Dr. Baker, this one is for you. What are your thoughts about going to a place where plants can't live to find new molecules? What do you think?
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, it's been really cool, especially learning about plants in general over this last couple of years and studying, reading, that kind of thing. And how interesting to realize that there are plants in places all over the world that are some of the harshest environments on the entire earth, and yet these plants will still grow there with amazing properties. For instance, like you just saw in the video, in the Mojave Desert in Death Valley. This is one of the hottest places on earth, like Dr. Dan said, and yet these plants are still growing there. It's pretty amazing. Why do they do that? How do they do that? Well, these plants that are in real harsh areas, they actually will produce some very unique molecules, is what helps them to survive. As a matter of fact, Tim, it's been discovered that some of these plants have molecules in them that have or can promote human health. So to me, I think that's pretty amazing. And it does it in new and unprecedented ways. And probably just because it's never been looked at before until Dr. Dan Free began looking at these things. For instance, the desert plantain that Dr. Dan just presented there, I think that is an amazing plant. And it just, it has so many amazing properties. And as a matter of fact, some of the molecules are new. And they are actually in this amazing product we call Visage Super Serum. And so I think that's so cool. But one of the things that just also amazes me is these plants, and particularly this plant that grows in such a harsh area, can produce, it has almost an innate or a natural ability to produce these bioactive molecules that in this particular one has been found to reduce fine lines in the skin, reduce wrinkles, and actually promote some of this neurocosmetic property that we're here to talk about a lot today, such as that overall feeling of well-being every time you put this on your skin. So that's pretty amazing. Any of you that tried it yesterday, I was having remarks there at the beauty bar right after people were putting it on their skin, so it was pretty amazing. So once again, I want to drive home this fact that in these really difficult, extreme environments, these plants seem to overperform. And when they do, they form very complex and powerful molecules that we now can put into our products. The skills that Dr. Dan has demonstrated in both exploration and curation, obviously, have just been amazing. And so he's been able to go out to these extreme areas, find the plants, which I think is so cool. I keep asking him to take me with him. He hasn't done it yet, but I would love to do that because I love the plants too. But anyway, he goes out in these areas, finds them, but then takes them back to the lab, and that's what's really cool. We get some of these chromatography tests and some of these thin layer type tests that we do on them, and he can extract out some of these amazing molecules. And what's so cool is some of the ones he's found in this plant and others now go to make up this absolutely amazing product that we call Visage. And so everybody should be not only very proud, but also very excited to share this with other people all over the world. So it's wonderful. Thanks.
Yeah, great job. So stress is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about stress. And like you said, James, these plants have to adapt, otherwise they die, right? They're living in the most harsh environment. And so, how many of you think stress is a good thing? Not very many. Most of you think it's a bad thing. How many think that stress-free is a good thing? Yes. Okay, most of you think stress-free. What happens to your children if they never experience stress? They're all spoiled, rotten brats. What happens to wine? All right, so if any of you drink wine, right? The wine that is usually the best is that which is the stressed the most. In other words, it grows in the worst soil because all the flavors are concentrated. What happens to our faith if it's not stressed? Well, we lose it. That's how we build faith. So plants, in order to survive, which I think is really cool, that's why Dr. Dan knows this stuff, is that it has to adapt. And the only thing that motivates change is stress. So to survive, we get these amazing molecules, and thanks to Dr. Dan, we now have a new molecule. Have you named it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Maybe
Maybe we should ask for submissions of what we should call it.
Yeah, maybe that's a t-shirt right there too. Yeah.
There we go.
So we are excited about the launch of Super Serum, obviously. I think that is going to get us all talking and selling for a long time. Dr. Bourdon, tell us a little bit about how is our Super Serum going to integrate with our other two amazing products, Collagen and Eternal?
That is a very good question, because I feel as if a lot of you in the audience may have that same question. Like, oh my goodness, what do we do with collagen now? Are we going to take it? Are we going to sell it? Does this new Visage serum take the place of it? And the answer is, you are going to use it still. You are going to
So we're
sell
here
it
at the
still.
sand dunes. We're not at the sand dunes. I wish we were. Wouldn't that be cool if we were all in the sand dunes together? That'd be so fun.
So our new Visage Super Serum adds a dynamic inside and outside benefit to not only our skin health, but our overall health. So our Visage Neurocosmetic Super Serum, as we're calling it, has 3 solar advanced technology systems to make sure that it penetrates deep into the skin layers. So that's the outside part. And then with our beauty from within properties of collagen, we are going to help our bodies start to produce collagen again, and we're going to nourish the inside of the skin layers. So when you combine both the Visage Super Serum and the collagen, we are going to make sure every part of the skin tissue is properly nourished. Okay, so what about Eternal? What does that have to do with it? Well, Eternal helps balance free radicals. It helps protect the cells against damage and premature aging. And so with these anti-aging properties, and particularly the 200 milligrams of resveratrol, when we combine this with the neurocosmetic benefits of our new Visage Super Serum, we're going to make sure our mind and body are both properly taken care of. So we're going to help the inside with collagen and Eternal. We're going to help protect our cells from the inside with these 2 products. We're going to help our body reproduce collagen again. And then we're going to take care of the outside, the skin, the brain, the body, with our new Visage Super Serum. Isn't that great? And the other thing we say here at 3 a lot when we talk about curation is our products are synergistic. So you're going to see an added benefit when you take these together. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Dr. Dan, do you have anything you want to say? Just say no.
My goodness, that was beautiful. Yeah. Like they say on the movie Joe versus Volcano, I have no response to that. Beautiful, Dr. Bourdon. Aren't our scientists great? They're so knowledgeable, powerful. What a great resource for us here too.
Speaking of scientists, who wants to go to see some sand dunes? It might be time. Let's do it. Roll the video.
So we're here at the sand dunes in the Mojave Desert. Sand dunes play an important role here. These sand dunes are 14 miles long. What happens is the sand is whooped up in the air from sandstorms. It's deposited all throughout the desert, and it makes the plants work harder to sink their roots deep into the ground. So because of that, the bioactive molecules in plants here in the Mojave Desert are more rich in these health-promoting molecules. So that's one of the major reasons we're here.
Any of you thirsty? Yeah, I know, me too. So this one is going out to Dr. Galicia. Tell us a little bit about exploration, one of our pillars.
Exploration. Don't you love the word exploration? Well, you know very well, especially with our topic today, why did Dr. Gubler go to those arid places, the arid desert, humid rainforests, or the deep snow, and everywhere or anywhere in between? Why do you think? I'm just going to reiterate, because that's what sets us apart. That's what sets us apart from all other companies out there. Exploration. Because as you very well know, as most of my colleagues here have said and mentioned, that when these plants are subjected to challenging climates, they actually give the best and the most creative out of themselves. And so they produce the most beautiful molecules that will be of benefit, not just to us, but to the world. And mind you, just so you know, no other companies out there uses newly discovered, newly formed, or newly discovered plants and new molecules out there, but 3. Remember that. I would like to reiterate that. No other company out there uses newly discovered products from plants all over the world, but 3. So that's what sets us apart. So just share and care.
Beautiful. Lana, you're so sweet. Anyway. Thank you for that. So this one is headed out to Dr. Sabo. You're sweet too. Not as sweet, Lana. Yeah. So we've got 6 products, right? No. 7 products, right? So this is sort of like the new child that's brought on board, and it's like all the other siblings are saying, well, do we really want to accept this new child? Because this child's getting a lot of attention this weekend, and there might be a little jealousy. So Steve, please tell us a little bit how these integrate with the other 6, but specifically talk about Vitalite, because that is our kingpin, and talk about the synergisms that occur between our newest child and probably the old standby. So talk about Vitalite a little bit.
And I think you're right, it really is the old standby, and it's really fascinating how Dr. Gubler was able to incorporate, I'm going to talk about the Vitalite and the visage, that's how it's pronounced by the way, in French, visage super serum. So the Vitalite actually has substances that help nourish the skin, and that includes essential minerals and vitamins. And Vitalite complements our Visage Super Serum in that it actually nourishes the cell, as I said, and then it allows the Visage Super Serum to take it to the next level. So, in other words, these 2 products work synergistically, and they basically help with skin health, because what they do together is, as I said, they nourish and they feed the cell at the molecular level, which is the term that you like to use, all about molecules. Thank you.
Great, good job. So, Dr. Dan, I'm going to make you work a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, because we know that obviously we put things on our skin, we put things in our mouth, and one of the hottest topics in skincare is the biome. Talk a little bit about the gut biome, and then Dr. Baker, you're going to talk about a different biome, which is really cool. But talk about the gut biome if you don't mind, and about Vitalite.
Yeah, so when it comes to the gut microbiome, it's really fascinating that there are hundreds and maybe even thousands of species of good bacteria that are in our gut. Back in the 80s and even in the 90s, everything was antibacterial. Do you remember? That was the big thing. Soaps, lotions, whatever, right? You wanted to put this antibacterial. We thought of bacteria as bad and we wanted to live in a bubble, right? Bacteria, kill it. But what we're finding now is that we have bacteria that live in our gut that are beneficial. If you were to take all the bacteria in our gut and bring it together, it would weigh about 4 pounds, which is the weight of the human brain. And we talk a lot about epigenetics. Here at 3, we are an epigenetic company. And the body has 20,000 genes. Remember as we talked about the instruments in the symphony? The gut, 300,000 genes. So it's one of the frontiers of scientific research, and one of the things that we work on here at 3. And Immune, which we might talk about if you want to, is a gut health product along with an immune health product.
Beautiful. All right, you ready for another video? Let's roll the desert thistle video. Here we go.
So this is a beautiful desert thistle. Thistle contains silymarin. And silymarin is an ingredient in our purified product. In addition to studying new molecules in plants, we're also studying the composition of molecules in ingredients that are already in 3's products so that we can make them better. So we're going to take a sample of this carefully, take it back to lab, and see if there are silymarin-like molecules that might have even more powerful properties than silymarin to support intestinal health.
Beautiful. So, Dr. Bourdon, talk a little bit about, this is once again a little bit about exploration, and specifically, because we do already have these products in our Purify. So what are you excited about when it comes to exploration and individual plants that we've already studied?
That is another great question, and
Thank you.
on the scientific advisory board here, we love discussions like this because we can get a little nerdy. So I am going to try to explain this in a way that will excite you. I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of the video here. So here at 3, we believe that we have the best products in the industry, but we are always looking to make them better. We are a company that will absolutely not settle even for our already formulated products. So in plants that we already use, like the milk thistle, there are molecules that have not been discovered yet. And if you are in the medical professional breakout session, you know molecules matter. Molecules, molecules, molecules. They are the foundation to our products. So if we discover a new molecule in a plant like the milk thistle that we already use, there is actually a way to collect and harvest and extract these molecules that will enhance the benefits. And this is where it gets exciting, because what that means, it's going to increase the potency of the products that we already have. Now, you guys who know me know that Purify is one of my most favorite products for a number of different reasons, including the lifestyle in which I live. I probably never thought it could get better. But what I'm telling you is if we do more research on plants that are already in this product and discover new molecules, we can make it even better through our exploration techniques. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's great. So through our exploration efforts, what we're doing is we're actually looking for new molecules in plants that we haven't studied yet, such as the molecules we found to help formulate our new Visage Super Serum. But we're also looking for new molecules to help enhance the products that we already have and the plants that we already study. And that is thanks to Mr. Daniel PQ for allowing us to do this, to be on the cutting edge of the industry, and for Dr. Dan to be so passionate about making sure our products are the best on the market. So thank you both for giving us the best products that we have.
Thank you, Jessica. Well said. Dr. Green, let's talk a little bit about Purify, that thing that Jessica likes. How does that integrate? Is there a correlation? I know that you see a lot of skin in your med spa, but is there a role for Purify when it comes to our super serum and the possible synergies that exist?
Dr. Snyder, can I call you Tim?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Never.
As my daughters would say,
He asked.
I just want to say that was yet another phenomenal question.
You're welcome.
You must be butter because you're sure on a roll. It's hard to be serious around the skin. Is a semi-permeable barrier. So the permeable part means that things that get on it can go through it and get inside of you. And so I hate to break the news to you, but we live in a dirty world. A world filled with germs, bacteria. I don't have to tell you about viruses, toxins, pollutants. So these toxins get on our skin and go into our body. And once they're in our body, because they're toxins, they will destroy our cells, damage our cells, unless we have a way to get the toxins out of our body. So Purify is like a shuttle, a bus, a convoy. It grabs the toxins and takes them out of the body. And once the toxins are out of the body, they stop destroying cells, including the cells that are responsible for rejuvenating the body. So once they're out, then the body and the skin cells begin to rejuvenate, and you begin to look better and have a natural glow. Our super serum visage, as you know, goes on the skin. It gets into the skin, through the nerve cells, goes to the brain, and then the brain sends a signal back out to the skin. And one of the things that we talked about that was really important was NAD+. When toxins get on the skin cells begin to be damaged, and so the skin appearance is less youthful. The skin becomes dull and ashen, and it is the job of NAD+ to help the stem cells to grow. So the longer you're exposed to toxins, the NAD+ begins to go down. So our product, Visage, is the only product that we know of, and we tried to Google this thing, that has been shown when you put it on the skin, it acts in the brain and increases the NAD+ levels. So that's a big deal. In addition, and finally, in our proprietary blend, we have vitamin C, and help me with this word, Lord, bakuchiol.
isn't that a great
That's the name of it, bakuchiol. And lantone. And so these are agents that will nourish, replenish, rejuvenate the skin and restore its natural beauty. So these products, therefore, work together and are additive and probably actually potentiate each other. When they work together, they probably work even better.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's. Probably U2's best album was Joshua Tree, don't you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
Beautiful album.
So let's watch a video. This one's going to be directed to you, Dr. Sabo, and we're going to focus in on absorption, one of our pillars. Let's roll the video.
I'm standing here with the king of the Mojave Desert, the Joshua tree. Beautiful tree. Joshua trees are species of yucca, and yucca contains saponins, and saponins are used to increase absorption of other molecules. And we use saponins in our formulas to increase absorption, but we're always looking for new molecules to increase absorption. So we'll take a small sample of the Joshua tree and other yucca species around here, to see what molecules are present that can increase cellular absorption. Joshua Tree, thank you so much for all you do, and you deserve a hug. Well, everybody.
Wow. If a tree could only talk. So Dr. Sabo, let's talk a little bit about absorption. Why is it a big deal? Wow, that's a big question, isn't it?
Weren't you going to ask me about how many absorption technologies?
Well, yes, I don't have that many fingers, but yes. How many do we have?
So how many absorption technologies do we have here at 3? Was that 11? 12? Okay. Well, let's find out. So most molecules need more than a single absorption technology to be absorbed. And so as we develop new molecules, discover new molecules, I should say, like Dr. Dan did over here, we're going to need more absorption technologies for increased absorption. And one of the great things is that the absorption technologies for these new molecules are actually found right in the plant. And as we know, absorption is one of the key pillars of our science formula here. So, little brain freeze here. Must be from the too much Florida sun. So we actually have multiple technologies that we use in our Visage Super Serum, and we have 3 of them. We have something called polyphenol complexation, we have adjuvants, and we have our newest 12th, as some of you said, technology, and that's a shuttling system where this system actually pushes the molecules into the cell. Thank you.
Wonderful. So Dr. Baker, this one is for you. Our super serum contains molecules that inhibit the ability of bad bacteria to talk to each other. Tell us about that.
Right, I love this. You guys have about 3 more hours here for this thing. I love this. Matter of fact, in my office, we actually do a blood test. A lot of my labs done through the Cleveland Heart Labs, and so we can actually do a serum test to detect the health of our gut biome a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I love talking on immune. So again, you've got this quorum sensing, we call it, where we're able to intervene in this cell-to-cell communication and inhibit that in bad bacteria so that we can correct that ratio of good to bad bacteria back to health. Isn't it amazing? Now we can do it on the skin the same way. It's pretty awesome because we have bacteria on our skin, obviously, and that biome or microbiome can become abnormal, and probably is on a lot of us. And so with Visage, we're actually going to be able to, once again, inhibit quorum sensing, which is really very cool. And by doing that, we can re-regulate some of these balances between good and bad bacteria, just to return us to a normal health and very good, nice, healthy skin again. And so it's a wonderful thing. I love this product.
Wonderful. All right, we are winding up here. Dr. Galicia, would you just briefly talk to us about Revive and its role and how it fits in?
I have 58 seconds to say this, but as a medical doctor...
Briefly,
as a medical doctor and one who studies pain and manages pain on a daily basis in my practice, I very well know that an unhealthy inflammatory status in the body actually is the root cause of almost all of the health issues. Remember that. And so, in our arena, the skin, we know very well that it's the biggest organ in our body. And if there is an internal turmoil, if there is an unhealthy inflammatory imbalance, I should say, it can manifest overtly through the skin. That's when we have increased sensitivity, there is increased dryness or lack of hydration, and also redness. And so how do we maintain a healthy and beautiful skin? How? How do we do that apart from living a healthy lifestyle, having an optimal dietary habit, getting enough rest, a restored sleep, living a life of love and care and sweetness, like you just said? The combination of Revive with its advanced delivery system and our wonderful visage super serum, that combination will actually bring the best and the most out of this wonderful organ called skin. So keep taking it. And the one thing too that's most important is the consistency. You have to consistently use it because we have all this barrage of pollutants, of toxins in the environment, the stressors of life, which can manifest adversely through the skin. Then we need to use and maintain taking these wonderful products that we are given.
Beautiful. All right. Well said. So we are going to conclude this session. As the chairman, I'd like to publicly thank all of the members, and on behalf of the brand ambassadors and the leadership of 3, you guys are awesome. It is a pleasure and a gift to work with all of you. And I'm going to close with this. We have good bones. Have you heard that term? You go house shopping, and the realtor says, this house has good bones. That means it's structurally sound. That means it has a good foundation. We are here for you, but we're here to assure that this business that you have entertained has good bones, and we do. A good foundation, I've got one of my patients, and that's why I learned this analogy. He drives piles, and we're in Florida, as so many of us are, the illustrious few in Florida. But when they build a building, because of the sand, the pile driver needs to go down 250 feet down into the ground to support the weight and the stability of that building. And thanks to Dr. Daniel Piku and Dr. Dan, we have been able to deliver products which you can rest assured stand up not only to the other products out in the industry, but stand up to the true test of science. And that's really why we're here. That's why we represent you. So I want to thank you for your attention and have a great rest of the day.